So please welcome this week's special guest, Zade. I must play Super Mario again. Joel, what is Zade to you?
Oh, this is Zade. He came to my wedding, and when he started dancing, my mum started crying.
Joel's wedding wrecker. AJ, how do you know Zade?
So this is Zade, and I had to cut short our only date because he insisted on riding a penny farthing.
AJ's disappointing date. And finally, David, what is your relationship with Zade?
This is Zade. After being splashed by a transit van, I wore his trousers to a book signing.
Please, team, where to begin?
Joel, when was your wedding?
It was in Mykonos.
Did I say when or where?
I said when.
When was your wedding?
Mykonos. When was it? Last September.
Last September. What was it about his dance that made your mum cry?
Well, I say dancing, it was moshing.
Was he the only one moshing?
He wasn't. Other people joined in with the moshing, and my mum thought they were fighting, and so
I see. Yeah. What was the music that was playing?
It was Papa Roach, Last Resort.
We have a sound team on this show that are pretty adequate. I think, even as we've been speaking, they've probably been searching... What was it called?
Papa Roach, Last Resort.
Hit it.
Oh, that actually worked.
Oh, my God.
Last resort. Suffocation, no breathing.
OK, well, OK, stop that. Why on earth were you playing that at a wedding?
In Mykonos.
Yeah,
Especially given it was the first dance.
So...
Not very romantic, is it?
Yeah.
This is my last resort.
So we had our first dance, which was to a much more romantic song, and basically we had a party playlist sorted to start immediately after the first dance, and we should have, in hindsight, put it in some sort of order, but we actually just put it on shuffle.
Why didn't you pay for a DJ?
I'll be honest, I don't really understand the difference between a DJ and just, you know, and Spotify.
Well, a DJ will feel the room. When you're DJing, David, you've told me it's about a vibe, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you told me you sense the room.
My primary thought is fire safety.
So, when your mom saw him moshing,
Yeah.
did she cry because of him or the general chaos?
I think my mum was crying with the general chaos, really, because everyone's just started moshing away. Then my mum was like, oh, my God, it's a fight. And my dad was like, oh, my God, it's a fight. And
Have we found out yet how he knows Zade?
he goes to the gym that I used to go to.
And that's why you invited him to your wedding?
Yeah.
Did you invite all your gym people to your wedding?
Yeah, two gym people. There was only 29 people at the wedding, so I just
And
did...
two of them were randos from the gym?
Yeah.
It's quite a bold move, isn't it, to go up to a strapping, muscly man and going, hiya, you ever been to Mykonos?
No, who would you like to quiz next?
AJ.
Right. Now, remind us, AJ, of the connection.
I had to cut short our date because he insisted on riding a penny farthing.
Did you meet him or did he come pick you up for the date?
No, we met.
And he was there on this bike. You were like, hey, Zade, how are you?
No, well, basically, we met in a bar. I had arrived before him, which was already annoying because I'm meant to arrive late, not you.
Yeah, come on, Zade.
Did you ask him why he was late?
No.
And he said, well, have a look at my bike.
I just didn't know anything about the penny farthing at all. We was having a lovely time on the day, and so he's like, right, should we move on to the next place? We were like, whilst we were talking, he did say that he had a penny farthing, and I just thought he was joking. And then I get outside, and he's unchaining it, and I was like, oh, you wasn't joking.
So why did you cut the date short, though?
I did actually go on to the next place. However, at the next venue, didn't find a pole to chain his penny farthing to. So, whilst we're sat at the bar, he keeps looking out the window. Looking after this penny farthing.
I mean, it's one thing looking at other women on a date, but looking at a rusty old bike, that's too much, isn't it?
I'm not being funny, but it actually was.
Can I ask, AJ, is the big wheel at the front or the back?
I think it's at the front. I don't know.
How did he get on it?
I don't... But him.
How did he get on the bike?
I didn't get on the bike.
I know you
Trust
didn't.
me, I did not get on that bike.
Yeah. Well, you've had enough thinking time now. How did he get on the bike?
You just, like, got on it.
Right, you've explained it now. Thank you. In the pub, your only objection was that he was looking out for his... I presume it's an antique bike.
Listen, I don't know where he got the bike from, whether he got it from Halfords or the Antiques Roadshow. All I know...
One of the two.
is that...
You sounded to me like someone who's quite hard work on a date, if you don't mind me saying. I understand now why he brought along his plastic screen so he didn't have to listen to it.
How did you cut it short? What did you say?
Basically...
On your bike.
All right. David, remind us of how it is that you know Zade.
He let me wear his trousers after I'd been splashed by a transit van and I had to go to a book signing.
Where were you?
On my way to Foyle's bookshop in London.
And where was Zade?
He worked at the bookshop.
Was Zade a humble assistant? Was he head of Foyles? What was he?
I'd be surprised if he was the chief executive of the company, but he worked in the bookshop.
So you get into the shop. Now, are these sort of khaki slacks? In which case, the stainage, if we can call it that, in your front trouser area is all the more alarming and does hint at perhaps problems of a urological type.
He's asking, did it look like you'd wet yourself?
It certainly might have done. Although, to be honest, my trousers were so wet, people would have admired me if they thought I could generate that amount of urine.
Did he offer his trousers, or was he forced by someone higher up the chain to strip off and give them to TV's David Mitchell?
He offered them. I came into the shop sort of in a squelch, sort of walking, and this signing was starting in a few minutes, and I was embarrassed by my appearance, if you can imagine such a thing, and...
And were the three fans staring at you, or were they looking the other way at this point? Were they...
There was quite a considerable queue of, you know...
For the toilet, so you couldn't use that.
And Zade was there representing the bookshop to say, oh, you're here for the signing of your book. And it's a brilliant book, he said.
So he says to you, why don't you use my trousers?
He had some spare trousers with him.
Oh, he had spare ones?
Yeah.
I mean, how funny is your book?
But why did he have spare trousers?
Because he was going to the gym, where, you know, you meet people at the gym, don't you? And he was... they were like jogging bottoms.
So you did the book signing in jogging bottoms?
I did
Would it
in the
not been
jogging
more
bottoms,
appropriate
yes.
for him to wear the jogging bottoms and you to wear his trousers?
I felt that to suggest that would be a bit personal, and I didn't particularly... I thought, why not a pair of trousers that neither of us have worn that day?
Yeah, but it's an odd look, isn't it? Because I can imagine you turning up for a book signing, you've got your little checkered shirt on, your dicky bow, your little fez, and then you've got your tracksuit bottoms, and it's all tucked in to the... like that. Hello, want me to sign that?
Obviously, with a book signing, you're sitting at a table, your legs aren't that visible.
Where in the shop did you go to change? Which section?
Please don't say the children's section.
In the back room, in the stock room area.
Right, and then at the end of after you'd signed your 3 books, she said, thanks for coming, Mum, thanks for coming down. And then... And did you then... He liked that one, and he's not allowed to laugh. Did you then give him his trousers back, or did he say, oh, just take them, you can have them?
I gave him his trousers back.
What month were you going to Foyles?
It was November.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that does check out.
Well done, David. It could have rained in November.
Fortunately, I didn't pick one of those months where it never rains in Britain.
OK, Lee's team. Is Zade Joel's wedding wrecker, AJ's disappointing date, or David's legwear lender?
They're all implausible, aren't they?
Well, Joel's is implausible.
You don't think Joel?
The whole, I invited 2 random guys from my gym. These 2, I buy the dating thing big time. But I think that's a personal bias, yeah.
I think I buy it big.
Yeah,
as well.
I mean, if I was on a date and some guy was looking at his vehicle and not me, he's out. And then if the vehicle was a penny farthing, I'd be like, God, what a lunatic I picked up on the internet.
They just seem different types. I mean, it just doesn't ring true.
You don't know my type.
I do. I've tried ringing you many times and you never pick up.
So, Alex, if you had to plump for one of these...
Which I do.
Who would it be?
It would be AJ. Because I don't think people do get splashed by transit vans and puddles in real life.
You think it's AJ? You think it's AJ? It's AJ.
OK, Zade, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Zade, and my dancing made Joel's mum cry.
Zade is Joel's wedding wrecker. Thank you very much, Zade.